Sensei Nakano, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to be a part of your show. Yeah.
Where should we start? So off camera, we started talking about Japan, and then I started to ask you a whole bunch of questions about judo, and I said we're going to save it to talk about it on camera. So
Sure.
I wanted to know, so in my journey to learn more about judo, of course I've been training it, and I was just in Japan and got to train with Soichi Hashimoto, who's also, I believe, on the national team too, right? Or
Yeah, he just took a third bronze medal at the Olympics
right.
a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, which is amazing. Were you, because you were also on the national team, were you on the national team at the same time?
Oh,
with him?
different. Yeah, just a different generation. He's way younger than me.
Cool. Yeah, so can you talk about your time on the national team? Like, when did that start? How do you get on the national team?
National team means like you have to be like top 8 in Japan, like each division. For example, I was competing under 60 kilograms, and then there's 7 divisions, 60, then 66, 73. So there's 7 divisions. Then you have to be on top 8. In each division.
Right.
And then there's a lot of, for example, college students. You have to win top 8 in the regional tournament. For example, Tokyo regional tournament. Then you are qualified to go to the college national. Then you have to be on top 8 to go to a national tournament, like a all over national tournament. And then if you compete at the national tournament, and then if you placed like top 8, now you become national team member.
I
So
see.
there's a lot of steps, like regional, and then national, and then over Kodokan Cup. And then you can become a national team member.
I see.
Yeah.
So you sort of like climb your way up the
Yes,
ladder
right.
into the national team.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Were you about to say something?
I was just going to ask what your inspiration behind starting judo was. I mean, I know obviously it's like a really, it's a big sport in Japan, but was there anything that happened to you personally that made you want to start, or was this?
Yeah, my dad told me that I was I wasn't a good child, so my dad put me in the a dojo, like a judo dojo. I don't remember when I was small, but I didn't follow the rules in school. Then my dad decided to put me in a judo dojo in Japan, like a local dojo.
Yeah.
And then I hated judo. Yeah.
Okay.
When I was small,
You hated it?
I hated it
Why
because
did you hate it?
training was very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I didn't like being pushed. I didn't like training hard when I was small. But at the same time, I hated losing when it comes to tournament. So I just kept training hard. It's kind of irony. I don't know.
Yeah. Can you talk to us about a time that you maybe broke the rules as a kid? Something that led to your being shipped into a judo dojo?
Well, I think I didn't listen to the teachers in school, and then I was making kind of trouble, and then my parents were worried about my behavior. I didn't do anything bad, but I just didn't want to just
Were you a class
follow.
clown? Were you like funny guy in class? Were you like trying to make jokes?
I
or-
don't think I was funny,
No?
but I just I don't think so. But I just yeah, I don't know. I mean, I didn't like I didn't like the system school, and then but my parents put me in the judo school because they wanted me to be respectable person. That's the reason I studied judo.
Was there a point that it changed for you where because you said you stayed with it because you hated losing the tournament, so that was stronger than your dislike of judo? Was there a point where it changed for you and then you started really enjoying judo?
Yeah, I didn't like judo until like high school age, because again training in Japan is kind of brutal, 7 days a week.
Wow.
Training in the morning, running session, evening, and 3-hour judo session, and then literally 7 days a week. There's no holiday at all. Yeah, only like 4-5 days for the summer break, and then only a couple of days around like New Year's Day, and then there's no Christmas, there's no such things.
Yeah.
Just I kept training. you
Just
know.
judo, judo,
Yeah,
judo,
judo.
judo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my like high school years.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Did you find yourself getting hurt at all? Because like, I guess you're younger, so it's different. Like now, because I was trying to train like jujitsu all the time, but my body's just like breaking down. But I guess as a teenager, maybe you were more resilient. Did you get hurt at all, or?
Fortunately, I didn't get like big injuries in my judo career.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but of course, like like little small things like fingers,
Yeah.
the toes, a little bit, like legs, hamstrings.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I was pretty tough, and I didn't get. I just got knee surgery only one time in my judo career.
What was the surgery?
Meniscus.
Okay.
Yes.
You've seen several. Have you seen a meniscus
I have.
yet?
I've seen meniscus, MCL, ACL.
Oh wow.
I've seen a bunch of surgeries.
Like, in the
From what?
operating
From
room.
This is not for me. Like I didn't get those surgeries, but I've seen them. I've
right.
I'll go and observe.
Right.
There's a surgeon who works around here who works on a lot of jiu-jitsu athletes and surfers. Weirdly, it's not that weird because we live near Santa Cruz. But
Sorry, just checking the camera.
but yeah, so I've watched a bunch of surgeries, meniscus included. And,
Right. Yeah.
it's gnarly. It's
Yeah.
real tough. Can you talk to us about maybe throughout your judo career, your proudest moment or something that you're something that you're exceptionally proud of?
I think the proudest moment for me was like when I retired competing,
Okay.
and then because I did everything.
Yeah.
I think now I can just look back at my judo career, then I could say, oh, I could have done this, I could have done this, but at this point I did, I gave it all.
Yeah.
For my judo career.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then when I just finished, when I retired from competing, that was my proudest moment. Oh, I did, to myself, okay, you did a good job.
You did everything you could have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
my.
Okay.
That's awesome. What can you talk to like on the national team, or I guess just in general? Can you talk about some of the things that you did over your competitive career?
Yeah. For example, like the national, like in the national training camp,
Yeah.
Only top guys come together and train together, and then we're not friends, right? We don't talk to each other. For example, especially the same weight categories. I
Yeah.
was under 60 kilos, then I had no friends, on the same
Right.
divisions.
Yeah.
And then because we're rival, we're not friends.
Right.
Okay.
And then it was intense. And
Yeah.
we don't talk much, like during the national training camp. And then it's kind of, I felt, you can feel lonely.
Right.
Yeah.
Like there are other members of the Japan national team who are in the same category. Okay, got it.
Right.
Right.
But,
So like of those 8 people, you
Only-
weren't friends with any of them.
Right.
Were people weren't friends with each
not
other.
Really, yeah.
Okay.
Do you feel like, or was there ever instances where people were trying to like go extra hard in training so that not to cause injury, but maybe to cause injury? I don't know. Like, is that a thing?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like on the national, in the national training camp, and then we do a lot of randories.
Yeah.
Then I don't think everyone shows everything, because you wanna, I wanna hide something.
Okay.
When it comes to real tournament,
Right.
But we train hard, but still, we don't show everything.
That's
In randori, do you understand?
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
chess match.
You hide
Right,
A
it's
long
right.
chess match.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to show all my techniques to my
Right.
rivals at practice.
Okay.
But the main goal is to win at the tournaments.
Right.
Right. But if they're all, yeah, I'm just trying to understand how the judo teams work. So they're all on the national team. They're all Japanese.
Right.
Okay, but you guys will still compete against each other at national tournaments.
Correct.
Okay, all the Japanese will still compete. Okay, and then whoever wins that, is that like who goes to the Olympics or something? Or?
Correct.
Got it. Okay, so everybody there is like fighting for a spot on
Right.
like the next team.
Correct.
Got it. I
Yes.
see. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Of course, I had friends in different weight categories.
Right.
But on the same categories, we never
Yeah. Okay.
kind of talk and chat. Just, hey, how are you? That's it.
Right.
We don't talk.
Is it still like that?
No,
this day
no,
it's
the new
changed, huh?
generation, now they're friends.
Okay.
It's
All right.
unbelievable.
All right.
Sometimes I see
Is it
the
weird?
Instagram, it's weird to me.
Yeah.
Instagram, number one and number two guys, like hugging
Best
each
buddies,
other
yeah.
and what the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's now new generation, I don't get it. But our time was so intense, just we don't
Yeah.
talk each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that? You said that you like felt lonely, not being able to like have friends in your weight category and everything.
But this is what it is, right?
just how it
For
is,
the
yeah.
national training camp. Mhm.
Right. Right.
After you retired, did you become friends with any of them?
Yes, finally.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right. So
Now we can talk about
Okay.
a lot of things after you retire from
They're still
competing.
enemies.
Okay.
Yeah, now we're friends, a lot of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And so you said you felt like you accomplished, or you put in all the effort that you could put in. Was there anything that you felt like you wanted to have done more, or you felt like you?
Yeah, of course, I was looking for like an Olympic champion.
Okay.
Like if you're on the national team, all those guys are looking for number one spot.
Right.
I was one of them. I wanted to be a world champion. I wanted to be an Olympic champion.
Right.
But I couldn't make it. But still, I felt like I did my best.
Right.
To pursue my goal.
Right.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right.
I was like top 5. There's
Yeah.
still a lot of guys.
That's insane.
above me.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
That's awesome. And then you, after a long, fruitful competitive career, then at some point you came here, and at some point you opened a dojo. Can you talk to me about that story? How did
why-
you end up here?
why
with
San
us?
Jose?
Yeah. Right. Why San Jose?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
That's right. Like long story short, I ended up being a judo coach at San Jose State University.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is a really strong program.
Yes.
Yeah.
Number
Weirdly,
one.
Yeah.
like, I would never expect that San Jose State is like the
Number one college, judo
Yeah.
team.
Right. It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, like long story short,
Yeah.
I ended up being a coach there, for 7 years, and then when I was a coach there was a couple of Olympians like Marty Malloy, Colton Brown, those guys went to the Olympics, and then I was a coach, that time. I was so proud of their performance.
And you were coaching them.
Yeah,
at
I was
that
I
time?
was
Yeah.
I was teaching them, like at the San Jose State judo team.
Yeah.
And then I felt like the Marty Malloy, she took third place at the London Olympics.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What
And
year
then,
was that?
That was London Olympics 2012.
2012.
2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, and then she went to Rio Olympics also, and then she took a silver medal at the World Championships, and then Colton Brown too. He went to 2 Olympics, and then again I was so happy for them, and then I just felt like oh, now I kind of achieved my goal, meaning like doing my best to make those guys like to help them like their dreams.
Yeah.
And then I just opened my dojo, and now I wanted to see how kids go here.
Yeah. Okay.
That's so cool. You go from like a kid being forced into judo by your parents, or being a troublemaker, and then suddenly you enjoy judo. So first you didn't even want it, and then it's about you. You're on the national team and all that stuff, and then you go to San Jose State, and you're able to coach
Right.
2 Olympians, and then now it's completely reverse roles. Now you're coaching. I imagine you have lots of kids who train as well, and
Curious to know if you have any kids who were like you.
Yeah, I wanted to pass along my experience to the kids,
Yeah.
you know, then because the judo made me strong, like especially mentally, you know, and including my son. I want the kids to be, I want the kids to go through this process, like a judo training process, to become like a, you know, the best version of them, you know, like abilities.
right.
You know, because judo is a, you know, hard sports. You know, it's not fun all the time. You know, you have to push yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, then you have to conquer fears. You know, facing your opponents, each other. Then there's a lot of stuff. You know, you have to overcome. You have to get over. Then that process can make, you know, kids really strong mentally.
Yeah.
So that's now that mentality. I still have that mentality, you know. So I can fight back, you know. I mean, in a good way, you know. I can even there's a lot of challenges. I can still fight.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
That comes from judo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like you're really comfortable being uncomfortable. That
Yeah,
makes
I think
sense.
so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Which I think is a really valuable trait to
Yeah.
build. And I think judo, jiu-jitsu, a lot of sports
Right.
build that. That's why that's
Right.
so important. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I learned from like competing also.
Right.
Is like everything that I've learned from competing transfers to like outside of life, or outside of jiu-jitsu into life also, and then you just you like learn those lessons in
Right.
the martial art, and then it just like makes your life better
I think so.
outside of the martial art.
I
right?
believe so.
Yeah.
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 BJJ and judo, you know, it's not about physical, but it's more mental.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can get trained by, you know, training those sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Martial arts. Mhm.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What would you say is like from either competing or teaching or coaching? What is like one of the biggest life lessons you think you've learned from judo?
Life lesson. This comes first maybe to respect others. Yeah, that's when I was small, like, you know, for example, if I forget to bow to my partners, my sensei came up to me, then bang.
Just slap you?
You know, yeah, that was our generation style.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, and then so then respect comes first, and also, yeah, again, like, you know, just judo built, you know, my confidence overall. So that helps me, you know, in my life. You know,
Right.
I can challenge anything. You know,
Right.
any obstacles. Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've found like there's stuff that I've done in life now that I probably wouldn't have thought of doing if it wasn't because of like jujitsu.
Mhm.
Yeah, has there been anything like when you talk about confidence of like doing things, can you think of any examples of like things outside of judo?
Yeah, like even business, you know,
Yeah.
I can just sometimes, for example, you know, expanding a business,
Right.
you know, for example, you know, like, you know, it can be a risk,
Yeah. It's a huge risk.
right? It's
Yeah.
a huge risk.
Josh
right?
knows. Josh is a business now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I quit my job. Yeah.
Oh, right, that's right.
Yeah.
But you stepped forward, right? You stepped, you know, you
Yeah.
moved,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're moving forward.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of stuff. I have that heart too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of testing out what I can do now. You know what I
Right.
mean? Then, like, I have a strong heart. I have a strong challenging spirits, you know,
Yeah.
fighting spirits. And then even I can take a risk. You know, that kind of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be comfortable that if you fall, you're going to get back up.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. even if I fail, for example, I can still do something else.
Yeah.
That kind of, I have this kind of
Yeah, that mindset.
mindset.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that comes from judo.
Yeah.
It's all mentality.
Yep.
Yeah. And are you talking about like your academy, for example, like or other business?
I mean,
Type,
it's generally
Just
generally speaking,
general
yeah.
business, yeah,
general.
I do resonate with that a lot right now because like the risk taking aspect, especially like, just long story short, I was a software engineer for like however long, like years, and then and it like enabled me to like travel around and compete and everything, and then jiu-jitsu taught me from like. Just taking the risks and so quit my job and now I'm just doing YouTube and then I get to meet cool people like you, come do podcasts and it's cool that that mentality seems to be shared across martial artists.
Right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We should wrap it. Before we wrap it, I think we should address why Josh is in a judo gi.
Yeah.
Because our listeners or viewers who typically watch us don't usually see either of us in a gi.
Oh, I see.
Because we usually film this at Josh's house or at my gym.
Yeah.
Josh is in a judo gi because he just sparred with Sensei Nakano.
Yeah, I just
here.
got thrown like
He just
400
got thrown a bunch.
times, yeah.
So you can check that out on Josh's channel, Josh Bean BJJ. If you're not going to plug it, I will.
I took it easy.
I took it easy on
Shintaro, thank you so much, for joining us. Thanks for sharing your wisdom with us and the listeners or viewers. If you all found this useful, please share it with somebody. Follow us on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube, like, comment. If you have questions for us or for Sensei Nakano, please leave them there. Otherwise, thanks for the roll.
Thanks for the roll.
Thank you.